Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Chastity. If you're new here, we read a lot of books, we do a lot of things. It's kind of the whole shtick. Today, I am going out to meet my friend Ashley. We have both been struggling a little bit at work, so we decided today was the perfect day for a girls' date, book shopping, Chili's, the whole experience of girlhood, in my opinion. I have also been in a little bit of a reading slump. I've been having a really hard time focusing in on books and finding ones that I want and want to read. So I thought it could be super duper fun for us to go on a little book shopping trip together. So I'm gonna bring you guys along, but we're gonna go book shopping. We're gonna go to Barnes & Noble, maybe to Friends Bookstore if we can swing it. And when I get home, we'll do a quick little book haul. I know Barnes & Noble is having a sale right now, so I'm hoping to run away with quite a few new novels to add to my beautiful shelves. I'm already running out of space, and I don't have a lot of space to begin with, okay? So, without further ado, let's go get some new books. Honestly, 7 Brew, you should sponsor me, that's what I'm saying. Can I just say, I'm exhausted. We went book shopping. We went to Chili's. I bought 9 books. Okay, that's not a big number considering Ashley bought 17 last week, so I feel pretty good about my life choices. I also bought a couple of bookmarks, but I think that we should go through all of my books in my great big Barnes & Noble bag that I got going on. I will say I took my big bag of book, tote with me, and then promptly left it in the car because apparently she can't be trusted to handle her things. But let's go through the books that I bought. I bought one special edition. There was a couple that were buy one, get one half off. I bought some that have been on my TBR for a really long time that I'm super excited about, and I don't know, haven't pulled the trigger to purchase them. So let me turn the air off because I'm just now realizing it's running, and then we'll get into the book haul. Give me 1 second. So really easy. I bought Bible tabs. I have a friend who just bought his first Bible, and he was struggling a little bit to find books of the Bible because he's unfamiliar with them. So I bought him little tabs for his Bible, so that way hopefully this will help him find what he's looking for in the future. But I got this little bookmark, and she's so cute. It's got trees, a little forest, and it's that green color I really like with a tassel. I've never used one of the bookmarks that's a chain that lays in the middle, so I'm kind of excited to see how this one goes. I am afraid that it might damage some of the pages. Ignore my dog. He's probably gonna whimper the whole time I'm doing this. And then I got magic sprouts. They're little bookmarks that look like mushrooms. You stick them in the top. They're just so cute. I'm really excited about them. You can also stick them inside the page, an open book, stick them in the pages so it looks like they sprouted out of the book, and I think that's super adorable. So I'm really excited to add these to my bookmark collection. I have a lot of bookmarks. I don't have a ton that I love, so I'm kind of starting to collect bookmarks that I think are really cute and adorable and would like to use more often. So let's start with the thickest book that I have in here, which is, so if you are unfamiliar with this particular cover style, this is House of Flame and Shadow. It's the third Crescent City novel. I have the first 2 in this Barnes & Noble special edition that's this like Greek statuesque like vibe, and I have been waiting and waiting and waiting to get the third one in this like paperback cover, and so now that I have it, keep your eyes out for Crescent City 3 reading vlog. It's been a year since I read the first two, so I need to read the third one before they release the new ACOTAR book. So this one, I already have the hard cover, but I haven't been like gravitating towards it, and I didn't want to annotate the hardcover because I knew I would want to annotate the paperback. So I'm glad to finally have this one to add to my shelf. Next, we have Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. This one I don't know a ton about. I know that it's brand spanking new. I have two friends that read it, and both of them said, Chastity, add it to your TBR right now. You're gonna love it. I believe it's a romantasy. It's by Red Tower Books, which is the same publisher that does Iron Flame, Fourth Wing, Onyx Storm, like Rebecca Yarrow's publisher for her romantasies. And so I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on it, but I'm almost positive that's the right information. But I know nothing about this book other than it's supposed to be really good. My friend Sienna could not put it down when she started it. She was like, I have to read it. The back just says, being the sparrow isn't an honor, it's a trap. So I'm real excited about this guy because you can always use more romantasy in your life. Come on. Next, I got The Bewitching. I picked this up as soon as I walked in. I don't remember what it's about, but it's by Sylvia Monroe Garcia. It is three women in different eras encounter danger and witchcraft in this eerie, multi-generational horror saga from the New York Times best-selling author of Mexican Gothic. So I'm kind of excited about that. I think it could be fun, like the concept of fantasy and horror, because I don't see that very often. If you have recommendations, please send them my way, because I love an epic fantasy, and I love horror novels, and multiple generations of witches in a horror novel. I'm excited. I don't know much, but I'm excited. I'll let you know how it goes. But I picked this one up and I didn't set it back down. This was right next to another one that I didn't get that now I don't remember the name of it, but it was between those two and I ended up walking away with this one. Okay, next I got Caught Up by Navessa Allen. This is the second book to Lights Out, which I read Lights Out for book club. That video is coming out in the future. It'll probably be towards the end of the year because I'm doing like this year's book club picks. But I, sneak peek, loved the first book. You'll have more information and more of my like in-depth thoughts about that in that video, but I had to pick up the second one because I need to know how it continues. I need to know more information. And I'm really excited to follow the next like love interest, dark romance, biker, stalker romance vibes. We're really excited. He's ruthless, a walking red flag. Good thing red is my favorite color. How can you say no to that? Next, I got The Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I'm pretty sure, now that I'm here, I can take a look. Yeah, I was afraid that I actually already had this on my shelf because I've started to buy the hardback multiple times and then just didn't. So I finally have this one. I'm excited to read this one. From what I heard, the rumor is that the Powerless series is like the Red Queen shot for shot. And so I wanted to read the Red Queen before I kind of jumped into Powerless to kind of like since this one is older, I wanted to give it its first shot before I started reading Powerless, so then I could compare the two and decide for myself. Because other people have said, oh, this is just, like for other novels I've heard, oh, this is just Hunger Games, or this is just Harry Potter in a different font. And I didn't feel that to be true. I think the author was telling their own story. So I'm excited to read The Red Queen. This has been on my TBR for a really long time, to the point that I actually don't remember why I added it, but I am very excited. And I have a feeling this is gonna be one of those, like, I have to read the whole series, it's just so good books, you know what I'm saying? So we added the Red Queen to our bookshelf. Y'all, I'm gonna be so for real. I don't know where any of these books are gonna go because my bookshelves are full. So next I bought One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I've been wanting to read this one for quite a bit of time, and Ashley, my friend that I went out and did the shopping with today, is actually reading this one right now, and she can't stop raving about it. She's really enjoying this one. It is about a young girl who named Elspeth. I'm gonna pronounce that wrong every time. Elspeth, who needs help in her kingdom, and so she calls on a monster who lives in her head. Magic doesn't come free, so I'm excited to see what kind of narrative this brings of like mental health and epic like fantasy. I love high stakes anything. So this one is really speaking to my soul. I'm reading The Prison Healer right now, and I don't know why, but this gives off the same like kind of generic vibe of The Prison Healer from what I've like read on the back and things, and so I'm kind of excited to jump into this one. I promise I have a larger vocabulary than I'm just excited and this is on my TBR, but genuinely speechless at the fact that every time I pick up a stack of pages, I can be transported into a new world and fight a new monster and save a new kingdom and fall in love 100 times. So my eloquent speech jumps right out the window when I get excited about books. 3 left. I also went ahead and got Phantasmo by Kaylee Smith. I have heard mixed reviews on this one. This is a spicy romantasy. I got told that it was gonna be like Danny Phantom, but adult. And I had the biggest crush on Danny Phantom when I was a kid. I loved that show, and did I have a crush on a cartoon? Yes. Are you gonna judge me? Get over it. I am really excited about the concept of this one. Phantasma only has 2 rules: stay alive and don't fall in love. And you know that it's gonna be a love story, and it seems really high stakes. And so I'm excited to kind of see like the magical elements, if there are any, because I think this is magic. And this is the first book. I know they've already released the second, but I didn't pull the trigger on buying the second one until I read the first one to decide if I like it. I have limited shelf space until I read some of the books that are on it. But Kaylee Smith is an author that I'm not familiar with. I don't know if this was her debut novel or if she has other things, but either way, I am stoked to be able to go on this journey with her and see what happens. I hope that it's an enemies to lovers situation, because that gets me every time. Oh, this one got damaged. Well, that's unfortunate. This book has water damage. That's fine. Nobody's gonna see it but me. Next, I got Light Lark by Alex Astor, which I've been seeing this one a lot. I want to say my roommate got Night Bane. She got a signed copy because we were at Barnes & Noble, and a girl came up to us and she goes, "Do you like romantasy?" And we said yes, and she goes, "Here, take this." It was a signed copy. It was the last signed copy in Barnes & Noble, and it was the second book, and that's when Light Lark kind of came to be on my radar. But it also romantasy. Can we see a theme? But from my understanding, it is very similar to like Lore. Did anybody read Lore? The Greek mythology, all the gods were sent to the earth once a year to fight for like their freedom, essentially. It's giving the same energy as that, but it's 6 kingdoms try to fight and break a curse. There's like a photorealistic heart on the front, and I think it's gonna be bloody, and I think it's gonna be a little spooky. It gives the vibe of like spook adjacent, and I love a curse. You can never go wrong with a curse. Because I mean, what do you mean? I have to find this person to cut out their tongue to break the curse. I love the thought of somebody jumping through wild hoops to free themselves or their people and coming up short with the understanding of, I don't have to. I hope that made sense. It made sense in my brain. But Light Lark by Alex Astor. To survive, Ilsa Crown must lie, cheat, betray, even as love complicates everything. We love a romance in the middle of high stakes. And then the last book that I got was not romantasy, and it was not horror, and it was not epic fantasy. It is a contemporary like romance. I adore this author. I adore everything that I've read by her. I've read 4 of her novels now. It's Variation by Rebecca Yarros. I'm sorry, I love her. I love her writing style. I read The Last Letter 4 years ago, and I still recommend it to people. I still talk about it all the time. The Last Letter broke my heart. So, Variation by Rebecca Yarros. I know nothing about it. I saw this on her Instagram several months ago and said, I will be reading that, thank you. I have her entire collected works saved on an Amazon wish list somewhere. I love her writing style. I love the way that she can make you feel things. And pause. I am aware that not everyone is a fan of Fourth Wing. If it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. Maybe try her contemporary romances. Are they spicy? Yes, it is what she does. But when I tell you, I sat on the couch and sobbed, ugly cried, to the point that my baby sister looked at me in the face and said, please stop reading, because I could not pull myself together. She makes me feel all the things. And that's what you want when you read a book. You want to feel like you are experiencing those emotions and those first date butterflies and the ripping of your chest when things go wrong, and grief and sadness and joy and excitement. And I find those things with Rebecca, and I will stand by it. Please don't cancel Rebecca anytime soon, because then I'll be really upset. So let's find out what it's about together. To heal, you must dive deep. Elite ballerina Allie Rosu is no stranger to pressure, which her mother's eyes always watching perfection was expected, no matter the cost. But when an injury jeopardizes all she sacrificed for, Allie returned to her summer home to heal and recover. But the memories she tried to forget rushed in and threatened to take her under. As a Coast Guard rescue swimmer, Hudson Ellis knows that hesitation can be the difference between life and death. He always prided himself on being in the right place at the right time, especially when it came to Allie. Until the night he left for basic. After the biggest regret of his life, the secrets he keeps mean he can never be with the woman he wants more than his next breath. When Hudson's niece shows up on Allie's doorstep, desperate to find her birth mother, Allie finds herself in an unimaginable position. Allie and Hudson's past and present might be endlessly complicated. The thread that tied them to each other all those years ago may have unraveled, but the truth could pull them back together or drive them apart further. I'm excited! I am sitting here looking at these books, and now I don't know where to start. Because, what do you mean? I bought 9 incredible books that I am so beyond excited to read. But that being said, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. It was a retail therapy kind of day. I have been in a giant book slump lately, and I've had a hard time wanting to read. It's part of the reason that I haven't posted like a reading vlog in a few weeks, because I simply like haven't been reading anything. But there's some things in the works. I now have a whole new stack of things to draw from and inspiration. If you have a specific series that you want to see me read and give my thoughts and ideas on, if you want to see some of like these particular books in a reading vlog, let me know. Leave a comment, say, hey, I want to know what you thought of this book. Can you read it? And I will do so. Like, what else am I doing? You know what I mean? But I love you guys so much. If you haven't already, you should subscribe. And while you're there, if you hit the little bell icon, you'll be notified every time that I post, which is every Saturday at noon. Go ahead and like this video if you want to see me do more book hauls or other book-related content that's not just reading. Honestly, give me a reason to spend more money on books. I told somebody today that buying books and reading books, two different hobbies, and I just happen to enjoy both of those things. So, I'll see you guys in the acknowledgements. Love you.